Go na.
So for today, let's discuss about the premium and discount valuation between coupon payments, dates, yield rates, and the bond of salesman's formula, callable bonds, serial bonds, and stocks. So first is we're going to discuss about the premium and discount. So when dealing with bonds, one of the most fundamental ideas is understanding why the market price of a bond is not always equal to its par or face value. Bonds can be priced at par, at a premium, or at a discount, depending on the relationship between the coupon rate or I sub C and the market rate or I sub M. So first, let's define when is a bond sold at par or face value. So a bond sells at par when I sub C or our coupon rate is equal to our market rate or I sub M, meaning the rate of interest payable by the bond or coupon rate is exactly as the rate investors require in the market. So, for example, if a 100,000 peso bond pays 8% and the current market interest rate is 8%, then investors are indifferent. They will pay exactly 1,000 pesos. So, that is when is a bond sold at par. Next is the premium. So a bond sells at a premium when I sub C is greater than I sub M. That means the bond pays higher interest than what similar investments currently pay because the bond is more attractive. Investors are willing to pay more than the face value or the par. So like for example, no, we have here a face value of 100,000 pesos, a coupon rate of 10%, and the market rate of 8%. Since 10% is greater than 8%, the bond sells at a premium. So that's a bond sells it at a premium. Next is discount. So a bond sells at a discount when I sub C is now less than I sub M. So this means the bond pays less interest than what the market demands. So it's the opposite of the premium. So investors will not buy a low paying bond at the full price, so its price is reduced. So for example, we have here face value of 100,000 pesos, a coupon rate of 6%, and a market rate of 8%. Since 6% is less than 8%, the bond sells at a discount. So that's the discount. So formula for bond price. We have here P is equal to C 1 multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus I sub m raised to negative n all over I sub m plus f multiplied by 1 plus I sub m raised to negative n. So, our P stands for the price bond, our C stands for the coupon payment per period, our F is our face value, our I sub M is the market interest rate per period, N is the number of remaining coupons payment. So, this formula automatically adjusts the price so that if I sub M is less than to I sub C, then the present value of coupon is larger than the premium. If I sub M is greater than I sub C, then the present value of coupon is smaller than the discount. No? So let's proceed to our valuation between coupon payment dates. So investors do not always bond exactly at coupon payment dates. Therefore, pricing must consider. So dirty price first, it is the actual amount the buyer pays. So it is the actual amount. Next is number two, the clean price. So the quoted price excluding accrued accrued interest. Number 3, accrued interest. It is the interest accumulated since the last coupon date. So we have here the formula for accrued interest is equal to C multiplied by small d over uh, capital D, which stands for the capital C is the coupon payment per period. The smaller letter D is number of days since last coupon, and the capital letter D is equal to the total days in coupon period. So let's compare clean versus dirty price. So the dirty price is equal to the clean price added to the accrued interest. So clean price is normally the value from the present value bond formula. Dirty price is the cash amount paid by the investors. Next is the timeline example. Let's have here our bond face value is equal to 100,000 pesos. Our coupon rate is equal to 8%. So annually that is 8,000 per year. Semi-annually payment, that's 4,000 pesos. Days since last coupon is equal to 45 and days in period is 180 days. So let's proceed to the formula. Let's substitute the values in our formula. So we have our 4,000, which is the semi-annual C, multiplied by the D or the smaller D. This since last coupon 45 over 180, which is our capital D, is equal to 1,000 pesos. So if our clean price is equal to 98,300, then for the dirty price, we're just going to add the clean price to the accrued interest, which gives us 98,300 plus 1,000 is equal to 99,300. So that is the what the buyer actually pays. So that is all for um, value between coupon payment dates.
So we have here the yield rates and the bond salesman's formula. So a bond's yield indicates the investor's rate of return if the bond is held until maturity. The key types are nominal yield, which is simply the coupon rate, the and then the current yield. It is a coupon divided by price, and then the YTM or the yield to maturity. This true internal rate of return, and then the YTC or the yield to call is a yield if issuer calls early. First, we have the yield to maturity or the YTM. So it answers what is the interest rates that makes the present value of all future payments equal to the current market price. So um, the formula we will going to use here is P is equal to C times the quantity of 1 minus 1 plus y raised to negative n over y plus f times 1 plus y raised to negative n, where y is equal to a YTM. So solving for y usually requires trial and error, interpolation, and then financial calculators. The second one is the bond salesman's approximation formula. Salesmen traditionally used YTM approximately to C plus F minus P over N all over F plus P over 2, where C is the annual coupon and F minus P over N is the annual gain or loss from discount premium, and then the denominator is the average investment. So we have here an example for that. So the bond is 100,000 pesos and then the coupon is 8%. which also equals to 8,000 pesos. And then the price is 95,000 pesos. And then the N or the year is 10 years. So YTM is approximate to 8,000 plus 100,000 minus 95,000 over 10 all over 100,000 plus 95,000 over 2. So the YTM is approximate to 8,000 plus 500 over 97,500. So it it becomes 8,500 over 97,500, which equals to 0.08718 or 8.718%. And then for the third one is the current yield. The formula for that is C over P. So we have an example here, 8,000 pesos for C and 95,000 for P. So the current yield is 8,000 over 95,000, which equal to 0.08421 or 8.421%.
Now we have the callable bonds. Callable bonds allow the user or the issuer, not the investor, to redeem the bond earlier than maturity. Now, why companies call bonds? First is if interest rates drop, the company can refinance. Second is to reduce debt quickly. And third is to control long-term interest obligations. Now we have the call price. Call price is equal to face value plus call premium. Now example, we have face value is equal to 100,000 pesos and the call premium is 3,000 pesos. So call price is equal to 103,000 pesos. Now we have the yield to call or the YTC. If a bond may be called earlier, investor compute YTC or the yield to call is equal to the yield assuming call date instead of maturity. So use the same bond formula but substitute call price for F and call date period for N. Example, bond killable is 5 years. Call price is 103,000 pesos. So we have P is equal to capital C multiplied to Y 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus Y to the power of negative 5 over Y plus 103,000 multiplied to 1 plus Y to the power of negative 5. So we have to solve for Y. Now we have the call risk. Investors face two risks. First is the reinvestment risk. Interest rates might drop. Second is the price ceiling. In this part, bonds market value will not rise above call price. Thus, callable bonds usually have higher coupon rates than non-callable ones. Now, next one is we have the serial bonds and stocks. Now, serial bonds. Serial bonds mature in series rather than all at once. Example, we have a 100,000 pesos bond issue divided into 10 equal maturities of 10,000 pesos each from year 1 to year 10. Now we have the advantages. First is we have the predictable retirement of debt. Second is the lower refinancing risk. Third is the attractive to investors seeking steady principal repayment. Now we have the pricing serial bonds. Each maturity group is valued separately because each has its own maturity. So we have P is equal to the summation of P and V multiplied to the coupons plus P and V multiplied to principal. Now we have stocks. Stocks represent ownership or the equity. Unlike bonds, stocks have no maturity. No guaranteed dividends, potential for unlimited gain, and the higher risk, higher reward. Now, we have the types of stock. Two types of stock. We have the common stock, which voting rights, variable dividends. Second is the preferred stock, which is the fixed dividend priority over common stock. Now we have the pricing stocks. So we have zero growth stock, where P, which is the formula is P is equal to capital D divided by K, where D is the dividend and K is the required return. Now we have the constant growth or the Gordon growth model. Now in this type, we have the formula of P is equal to capital D sub 1 over K minus J, where D sub 1 is equal to D sub 0 multiplied to 1 plus G, and G is equal to the growth rate. And third is we have the variable growth stock. Use a multi-stage discounted cash flow model. Now in this type, we have P is equal to the summation of 1 is equal, I is equal to 1 to the power of n is d sub t divided by 1 plus k to the power of t plus k sub n over 1 plus k to the power of n. Now, we have the comparing bonds and the stocks. So, we have the feature, bonds, and the stocks. When it comes to ownership, in terms of bonds, it says no, and when it comes to stocks, it says yes. And when it comes to maturity, and in terms of bond, it says yes, and stocks is no. And in terms of income, when we when we say it is for bonds, it is fixed, and for stocks, it is variable. And for risk, in bonds, it is lower, and stocks is higher. Now, in claim, in liquidation, in terms of bonds, it is the priority, and stocks, it is the last. Now, in summary, this section provided a deep and comprehensive explanation of first is the premium and discounting pricing, second is the valuation between coupon dates, including clean price, dirty price, and the accrued interest. Third is the yield computations, including YTM, current yield, and the bond salesman's formula. Fourth is the callable bonds or the call price and the YTC and call rest. And the last one is we have the serial bonds and stock valuation, including zero growth, constant growth, and variable growth models. All formulas, timeliness, symbols, and equations were included to support lessons for pre-service teachers studying bonds, stocks, and financial securities. That's all.
Next slide, please. Now let's proceed to the problem one, which is the premium versus discount straight bond pricing. The problem is a corporation issues a 7-year-old bond with a face value of F is equal to 100,000 pesos. Annual coupon rate, which is the small c, is 9%, paid annually. The market required yield is I is equal to 6% per year. Then compute the price of the bond today and state whether it sells at premium, par, or discount. And here's our step-by-step solution. Step one is compute the annual coupon payment C. C is equal to the small c times the F. Then let's substitute the value of the small c, which is 0.09, times the value of F, which is 100,000. And 0.09 times 100,000 is equal to 9,000 per year. And the step two is We use bond pricing formula, which is PB of coupons plus PB of face. The formula is P is equal to the C multiplied to the quantity of 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus I to the power of negative n over all over I, and plus F with multiply to the value of 1 plus I to the power of negative n, where n is equal to 7 and I is equal to 0.06. Then we have step 3. Compute 1 plus I to the power of negative n. The quantity of 1.06 to the 7th power is estimated as 1.503630. Then we have the quantity of 1.06 to the negative 7 power estimated is 1 over 1.503630, or equal to 0.66509. And we have step 4, compute annuity factor. 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus I to the negative n all over I is equal to, and substitute the value, 1 minus 0.0056 all over 0.06 is equal to 0.33491 over 0.06, which is equal to 5.58183. Then step 5, PB of coupons. PB of coupons is equal to 9,000 times 5.58183 is equal to 50,236.47 pesos. And we have step 6, PB of face value. PB of face is equal to 100,000 multiplied by 0.66509 is equal to 66,509 pesos. And we have last, the step 7, which is the total price. P is equal to 50,236.47 plus 66,509 is equal to 116,746.47 pesos. Then let's interpret. Price P is estimated at 116,745.47, which is greater than the face value 100,000 pesos. The bond sells at a premium because coupon rate 9% is greater than the market yield 6%. And that's the problem number 1. And let's proceed to the problem number 2. Problem number 2 is the valuation between coupon payments, dates, and clean versus dirty price, accrued interest. The problem is a 10-year-old bond pays F is equal to 50,000 pesos. Coupon, 8% paid semi-annually, is trading in the market with yield a 6% convertible CB annually. The last coupon date was 60 days ago. On the bond pays semi-annual coupons every 182 days, and assume that 182 day is half a year. Today is the settlement date. Then we have to compute. A is the accrued interest since the last coupon. Then the B is the clean price excluding accrued interest. If the quoted yield implies a clean price of 52,200. Then we have C, the dirty price, all in price to be paid. Then here's our step-by-step solution. Step 1 is determine periodic rate and coupon amount per period. Nominal yield at I squared is equal to 6% convertible semi-annually, and semi-annual market rate I is equal to 0.06 over 2, and it is equal to 0.03. Semi-annual coupon C is equal to the quantity of 0.08 times 50,000 over 2, which is equal to 2,000 pesos. And we have our step 2, the accrued interest pro data of coupon. Time since last coupon, T is equal to 60 days. Period length is equal to 182 days. Accrued interest is equal to coupon multiplied by the fraction of period elapsed is equal to 2,000 times the multiplying to the quantity of 60 over 182. Then compute the fraction. 60 over 182 is equal to 0.32967. Then accrued interest is equal to 2,000 times 0.32967, which is equal to 659.34 pesos. Then let's proceed to step 3. Step 3 is the clean and dirty price relation. Dirty price is equal to clean price plus accrued interest. Given clean price, which is equal to 53,200, therefore, dirty price is equal to 53,200 plus 659.34 is equal to 53,859.34 pesos. In interpretation, the buyer pays the dirty price 53,859.34 pesos to acquire the bond today. If this amount, 659.34 pesos, compensate the seller for interest accrued since the last coupon. Now let's proceed to the problem number 3, which is yield rates and bond salesman approximately formula. Our problem is a 4-year bond faced with 1,000 pesos, which is the value of the F, pays annual coupon C, which is equal to 80 pesos, and coupon rate 8%. It currently trades at price P is equal to 920 pesos. Then use the bond salesman approximate yield formula to estimate the approximate annual yield to maturity. Approximate YTM formula bond salesman's rule. Then the approximate YTM is approximate the C plus the quantity of F minus P over N all over the F plus P over 2. That's the formula of approximate YTM. Then here's our step-by-step solution. Step 1, plug numbers into formula. Here, C is equal to 80 and F is equal to 1,000, then P is equal to 9,200 and our N is equal to 4. Numerator, C plus the F minus P over N is equal to 80 plus 1,000 minus 920 over 4. And it is equal to the 80 plus 80 over 4 is equal to 80 plus 20 is equal to 100. And our denominator is equal to F plus P over 2. which is equal to 1000 plus 920 over 2, which is equal to 1920 over 2, equal to 960. Approximate YTM 100 over 960 is equal to 0.104167, which is equal to 10.4167% per year. And that's approximate. Step 2 is interpret. Approximate yield maturity is about 10.42% PA. This is only an approximation. The exact YTM would be found by solving. 920 is equal to 80 multiplied to the quantity of 1 minus 1 plus y to the negative 4 over y plus 1000 multiplied by y, 1 plus y to the negative 4, which requires numerical methods. Financial calculator or iteration can be used. The salesman formula gives a quick estimate. And the step problem number 4 would be discussed by Ian. And go ahead.
So our problem number 4, exact yield to maturity. Iterative or logs for simple case. So our problem is using the bond in problem 3, face is 1000, the coupon is 80, the price is 920, and our n is equals to 4. So we are going to find the exact annual yield to maturity or YTM by iteration. So so our solution step by step, we must solve for y first. So 920 is equals to 80 times 1 minus quantity of 1 plus y raised to negative 4 all over y plus 1000 times 1 plus y raised to negative 4. So use the approximate YTM from problem 3 as initial guess. So y sub 0 is equals to 0.1041667 or 10.4167%. So iteration via trial, evaluate price at guesses. We evaluate PV at y is equal to 0.10 and y is equal to 0.11 to bracket root at y is equal to 0.10. So to compute 1 plus y raised to negative 4 is equal to 1.10 raised to negative 4 is equal to 1 all over 1.4641 and it is equal to 0.6829. So our annuity factor 1 minus 0.6829 all over 0.10 is equal to 3.1707. So for our PV coupon, 80 times 3.1707 is equal to 253.656. So, and for our PV phase, 1000 times 0.6829 is equal to 682.9. So, our price at Y of 10% is equal to 253.656 plus 682.9 is equal to 936.556. So this is higher than market price 920. So at y is equal to 0.11. So 1.44 raised to negative 4 is equal to 1 all over 1.44 1.11 raised to 4 rather is equal to 1 all over 1.51 5186 is equal to 0.6586. So our annuity factor is 1 minus 0.6586 all over 0.11 is equal to 3.0095. So our PV coupons is 80 times 3.0095, which is equal to 240.7760. So, and for our PV phase, 1000 times 0.6586 is equal to 658.6. So, at price Y is equals to 11%, 240.760 plus 658.6 is equal to 899.360. So this is lower than 920. So root between 10% and 11%. Do linear interpolation between Y and price points. So at Y is equal to 10, the price is 936.556. And for our Y 0.11, the price is 899.360. So we want price is equal to 920. So to interpolate, y is approximately 0.10 plus 0.11 minus 0.10 times 936.556 minus 920 all over 936.556 less 899.360 is equal to 0.10 plus 0.01 times 16.556 all over 37.196 is equal to 0.10 plus 0.1 times 0.4452 and come up with a result of 0.104452. So our y is approximately 0.10445 or 10.445%. So this aligns with the salesman's approximate of 10.4167%. For classroom purposes, final YTM is approximately 10.445%. And for our problem 5, the callable bond, yield to call versus yield to maturity. So our problem is a 10-year bond has face value of 100,000 and the annual coupon is 7,000 or 7% coupon. And our price is 101,500 pesos. So the bond is callable after 4 years at a call price of 102,000. Investors want to know, should they compute yield to maturity or yield to call? Compute both indicate which is the relevant yield to use if the issuer is expected to call the bond at the first call date. So our solution step by step for our step 1 YTM using approximate YTM formula. So approximate YTM is C plus F minus P all over N all over F plus P all over 2. So here C is 7,000 and our F is 100,000 and our P is 101,500 and our N is 10. So for our numerator, 7,000 plus 100,000 minus 101,500 all over 10 is 6,850. So a total of 6,850. And for our denominator, 100,000 plus 101,500 all over 2 is equal to 201,500 all over 2 or and not is equal to 100,750. So our approximate YTM is 6,850 all over 100,750 is 0.06799 or 6.799% approximate. So our step 2, we're going to treat call as maturity at year 4, redemption at call price R is equals to 102,000. So we solve for y sub c in P is equals to C, quantity of 1 minus 1 plus y of C raised to negative k all over y sub C plus R times 1 plus y sub C raised to negative k. So with our k is equals to 4 years and R is 102,000. So we're going to use approximate formula of YTC. So approximate YTC is C plus R minus P all over K all over R plus P over 2. Compute the numerators. To compute the numerator, we're going to put 7,000 plus 102 minus 101,500 all over 4 is equals to 7,000 plus 500 all over 4 is equals to 7,000 plus 125 with a total of 7,125. For our denominator, 102,000 plus 101,500 all over 2 is equal to 203,500 all over 2, which is equal to 101,750. So our approximate YTZ is 7,125 all over 101,750 is equal to 0.06999 or 6.999% or approximately 7%. So for our step 3, we're going to interpret. So to interpret, we're going to use the approximate YTM, which is 6.8%, and for our approximate YTC, 7%. So if the issuer is likely to call the bond in year 4, like for example, because the interest rates fell or they can refinance. So the yield to call is the relevant investor return, which is 7%. And if the bond is not expected to be called, issuer prefers to keep it. So our YTM is relevant since P is greater than F and call price slightly above market price. Issuer might call it rates decline. So the investors should consider YTC. So here YTC is greater than YTM slightly, hence calling reduced investors upside. So or shorter time to receive premium. Kuan pa, problem 6 pa. 6 og 7 na lang. 5 minutes naman lang kaya pa? Or next na lang? Ang susunod na lang. Yawa taasan yung biling sa ako ni Gay Reggie eh.
Okay na lang.
Kailangan.
Sila na mataon. Sila na mataon ni Sir. Okay na lang.
Ano rin?
6
Tama na
og
na.
7 pa.